All right. Now in this video, we're gonna dive deep into the strings. We will see what are strings and indexing in the strings and slicing. Of course, we're gonna focus more on the positive slicing in this video, and later we're gonna talk about negative slicing as well. Okay. Yeah, strings are basically right. From the starting of the series, we have seen multiple examples with the strings, right? Yeah, if you ask me like, right, what is a string and how we can initialize it in sense, as we already seen in the earlier parts of the videos, right? String can be assigned in this way. For example, s is equal to, if I write like this, right, Python, right? This is a string. This is a sequence of characters, right? Sequence of string, a sequence of characters, right? That is called as a string, right? And also in Python, one beautiful thing is there, right? We can initialize the strings with double quotes or single quotes, right? Single quotes like this, and even with the triple single quotes, I mean 1, 2, 3 triple single quotes, and also here triple single quotes, and also with the double, I mean we can repeat 3 times with the double quotes as well. Okay, Python, and also double quotes with 3 times we have to close it. Always make sure all these things are same only, right? Unlike C, in C language, if you are aware of the C language, so this we use it for the character, and this we will use for the sequence of the characters, which is a string. But in Python, right, it's not like that. It has no difference between the double quotes, single quotes, or triple double quotes, or triple single quotes here, or triple double quotes. Okay, and all, but make sure that whatever the quotes you are starting with, you always use the same quotes to close it. Okay, this we call it as a string, right? So what happens, right, when you initialize like this? Okay, let me when we are talking about the variable concept, right? Variable concept, whenever we initialize the variable, this is our RAM, right? Let's say this is our RAM. Okay, inside the RAM there will be a variable that is assigned with the name of s, because we have initialized s is equal to Python, right? S is equal to Python. If we initialize like this, what happens? In the name of s, certain memory block will be assigned to the s, right? This is a RAM. I'm talking about the RAM, your computer RAM, right? And how these things will be stored, in the sense, it will be stored in a sequence way. Something like P will be stored here, and Y will be stored here, and T will be stored here, and H will be stored here, right? In the sequence. Of course, if you go to the more internals of the Python, how it implemented and all, that might not be in a that completely abstracted for the Python. I mean, from the high levels of, from, if you see the higher side, right? It will be completely abstracted, but we can understand in such a way that it will be right. It will be stored in the sequence in the memory. Okay, we can think in that way. Okay, but natively, right? Python internally uses a lot of things. Okay, which we will discuss, right? But for now, we can think of like it will be stored in a sequence manner. Okay, so well, let me erase this up. Oh, my bad. Let me erase this up. Let me take the block alone. Okay, this block alone, where s is assigned. Okay, so how many? Python, right? S is equal to Python. Okay, and how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let me draw those boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and P will be stored here, and Y will be stored here, T will be stored here, and H will be stored here, and O will be stored here, and will be stored here. Okay, this is a memory block, by the way. I'm not drawing the entire RAM. This is just a memory block that is assigned for the S. Okay, so when the sequence is like this, whenever there is a sequence, right, we can index it as well, right? So we can index the Python, right? So this is at the 0th index. This is the first index, second index, third, fourth, and fifth, right? So always understand that index will be starts from the 0. If you are new to the programming, right, people always, beginners mistake, right? I mean, some people, right, they will forget that the indexing will be starts from the 0. Always index will be start from the 0. So if I print s of 0, for example, like this, print s of 0, so it will give me P, because P is there at the 0th index in the memory, right? If I print, what we can print s of 3, what it will print? At the third index, what it has? H. So it will print H, right? If I print s of 5, right? What it will print? It will print 5, sorry, n, right? If I ask it to print s of 6, right? S of 6 is not there in the part of the sequence, right? This index is not there in this particular sequence. So 6 it cannot access, and it will give the index error. The Python will give the index error, which I will show you in the code as well, right? Which I will show you in a while. This will give the index error, right? Always understand that the Python will have the indices like this, right? Indices. And also one more important thing, along with this positive index, Python also will support the negative indexing as well. Negative in the sense, the last element, right? The last element, if you see, the last element will always can be indexed with the -1 also. Meaning, if I print s of -1, okay, what it will print? It will print the last character of the in the particular sequence called s. What is the last character? It is s. S it will be print. So this is the last character can be indexed to the -1. Similarly, the last button character can be indexed to the -2, and this will also -3, -4, and -5, and -6. Similarly, right? I can print anything using the positive indexing as well as the negative indexing. Right, negative indexing as well. For example, if I want to print -3, right, -3, what it will give? H. Okay, if I want to okay, these are like square brackets, not the circular brackets. Okay, s of -2, it will print O. S of -2 and s of 4, both are same, right? I mean the O, right? The O character or any character can be indexed with the both positive index and the negative index. Okay, this is about the index, right? I will also explain one more important thing, right? The slicing. Let me write it here quickly. Python, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I will write it like this. I am using the same string again and again, but you can I mean, any string can be used, but Python is like, very generic one, and it's very easy to explain. That's why I'm choosing this word. Okay. So let me write the indices as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. This is positive index. So negative index, how we can give? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6, right? See, there is also a concept called slicing, right? Slicing, which means we can slice the string. Okay, slice in the sense we can cut the string. For example, like we've seen, right? If I give the, sorry, s of, this is s, right? S is equal to Python. If we give the, let me erase this once. If I erase this one, for example, if I give the s of 1, what it will print? It will give y. S of -5, also it will give y, right? For example, if I want to print these first 3 characters, right? First 3 characters, how I can print it in the sense, I can give s of, right? From where I want to start it, I want to print these. Okay, let me change the color. That will give the better visibility. I will take the red. Okay, so I want to print these first 3 characters, right? You can see, right? We will use the positive index now. We will check for the negative index in the next set of video. Okay, next part of video. Okay, so if I want to print, right, these first 3 characters, what I can print? From where I want to start? I want to start from 0. I'll have to give 0, and we have to give the colon here. Colon is the, I'll tell you, like, this is a syntax that we need to follow. Okay, Python syntax. We have to give the colon here because I want to start it here. From where you have to end it? We want to end it at this index, right? At this index. But in Python, what we have to give is, we have to give the 3 instead of 2, because whatever the end index that we are giving, that will be considered till towards the previous index. For example, if I want to print till here, I have to give 3, not the 2. If I give 2, till here it will print. It will not print the t. Okay. See, just because I have given 3 here, if I print it, right? If I print it, what it will print? It will print the 0. It will start from 0 and end with third index. Third index in the sense, the previous to the third index. Previous to the third index is 2, right? It will print the letters till second index, right? The first one is 0. What is the 0th index? P it will print, and the first what is the next index? The next index is 1. So y it will print, and next index is what? T it will print. Okay, and till 3 we have given 3 minus 1 is 2, right? I mean the previous index is 2. That's how it will print till pyt. Okay, similarly you can also see if I want to print, right, print right, as of you can tell the output. If I want to print from y to 0, this sequence I want to print it. Okay, how I can print in that sense, I have to start with 1, so I have to give the 1. Okay, where I want to end it, I want to end it at this index, 4th index. But as I said, the syntax in such a way that if I want to end with the 4, we have to give the next index, right? Next index. Now what is the next index? 5, right? 5. So what it will print? So we have to, if from, it will start from 1. Okay, y it will print, and it will go to the next index, and it will be the 2. What is it will be the what is there in the second index? Index with 2, it is a T and H and O, and it will not print the 5 because it will be considered index that is given here, right? That is given here previous to this index, it will still consider that. Okay, so this is how the positive index works. And I also want to show you, the formula. I just want to give it how it in the sense, how it will be working in the sense, right? The formula is, okay, the indexing formula, slicing formula, right? This is a string name and start index we have to give here, and colon, and end index we have to give. Okay, end index we have to give, and end index is always, it will consider previous to the index that we have given here. Okay, and also there is another format for this, right? Another format for this. This is, right, start and end, and there is a step. Okay, step is basically how much jump you want to from the given start index. We will see more examples on the step, but for now let's sort this out. Okay, so I'll rub this here itself. Where is the, yeah, I'll rub this, I'll erase this, because I want to show you a few more examples on this, because I know this is kind of saying the same thing, you may feel like, but there are a lot of things which we need to observe being a beginner to this programming. Okay, so now see, for example, if I give, right, 3 like this, what it will print? It will print H, because at third index, right, at third index or the index with 3, it will have H, right? What if I give like this, colon like this, which means it is in this format, start, this formula, start and end, right? But here interestingly we have not given this one, we have given only the end one. That's why we have given 3 like this, right? Whenever we don't give this one, it by default it will assume, right, it is a 0. Okay, if we don't specify here, it will start from the first index itself. First index, what is the first index? This is 0 is the starting index, right? So it is same as S of 0 of 3. Okay, so what it will print? What are the first 3 characters? PYT, right? PYT. So that it will print PYT. You can also check, right, 2, right? This is the end index we have given 3. In this way also we can check. End index we have given 3 and start index we have given 0. These two are equal, I said, right? Start index is 0 and end index is 3. So what happens? 3 it will not consider. 3 minus 1, how much? 2, right? Till 2 it will print from 0. So this will print, right? We can also see one more example. S of 1. S of, S slice colon 1. Okay, so this is same as S of 0 of 1. 0 colon 1, which means it will start from the 0th index and it will end at the first index. What is the first index here? What is the end index here? 1, right? This is the 1. 1 minus 1, how much? 0. So it will only print the P. Got it? Similarly, you can also try guessing what it will print. Okay, so what is the 5 minus, so here we have not given in the sense is 0. 5 minus 1, what is the previous index to the 5? 4, right? So it will print entire this sequence. It will not print the n. Okay, and so and for example, if I give like this 10, okay, can you guess what it will print? Just because, right? Just because it will not give the index error or something like that, because even though we have only 5, right? We have only 5. I mean, the number of indices are 5. So it will print the entire sequence. It will print the Python. Okay, just because after 5 it is have nothing, it will neglect that and it will try to print the entire sequence. So what is the end index here? End index is 9. So there is nothing at the 9, right? There is a empty, right? So that's why it will print till 5. Okay, what is the index that is there available? It will print. It will not give the index error. This will give the index error because there is nothing in 10th index, right? In index 10 there is nothing. So that's why it will give the index error. But this will not give the index error. Similarly, right, we have used this one, right? This one we have used. Now we will use this one. Okay, let's see that as well. Let me erase this so that I can reuse this diagram, that memory piece. That's why I'm using the same page. Okay, so here let me change the color as well. Blue. Okay, so yeah, so now, right, we have seen this one, right, colon and the end index. But now what happened if I give like this? If I give like this, what happens? In the sense, it is in the format, I have given the start, but I have not given the end, right? If we don't give the end, by default it will assume it is the last index we are talking about, till last index. So by default it will take the last index. So last index is, what is the last index? 5, right? So by default it will assume like this, 5, because 5 plus 1 how much? I mean, 5 is the previous to the 6. So by default it will assume like this. Okay, so what it will do is, for example, right, if I give like this, it will start from the, this is same as this, okay, from the start, it will start from the third index. What is there at the third index? H, right? And we have not given anything here. It will give the entire sequence of what is available in the next sequence. Okay, entire sequence. So that means it will assume till 6. Okay, so 6 is 6 minus 1, I mean 6, 5 is the previous to the 6. So that's why it will start from H and end, it will go till 5th index. So this it will print. Okay, you can also try guessing this one. Okay, so what it will print? It will start from 2, right? It will start from 2, just because we have not given anything here. It will look for the entire sequence. So what it will print? So it will start from 2. So that's where T, H and O, N will be printed. Okay, and now very interesting question. If I ask it to print like this, what it will print? Any idea? Of course, yes, right? We have not given anything in the start and we have not given anything in the end. So which means that it will print the entire sequence, right? It will start from the 0 and it will go till end of the sequence, right? This is same as 0 is to 6 is to in the colon, right? That is how it works. Okay, and yeah, I mean only this one, I mean. Okay, this is same as this one. Okay, and right, this is with respect to the, we have seen start and the end. Now we're going to talk about the okay, let me take one more page. Let me write quickly. S is equal to, right, and also let me draw the indices. Okay, so far we have seen this formula, right? Start and end. I'll also show you the examples, not to worry. Just focus on the theory for now. Okay, start and end, right? Also, we have one more parameter in the slicing: start, end, and the step. Okay, step. Step basically what it means is, right? Step is basically how much jump you want to require from the start of the index. For example, let's say if I want to give 0 is to 3, okay, and I have given the step 1. What happens in the sense, it will start from the 0th index. Just because we have given the step 1, it will only step only one step from the previous index and from one step to the next index. Okay, we have given 3 here, right? It will not go after 2 because 2 is the previous index to the 3, right? Let me take one more example. Okay, 0 is to let me take 4, and what else? The index, the step can be 2. Okay, step can be through. So what? So till here we are sure, right? Till here we are sure. Which means it will start from 0 and end with 3, third index, because 3 is the previous index to the 4, right? So that's why it will start with 0 and end with 3. But this time it will not print the entire sequence between 0 and 3. Rather, it will, just because we given the step here, it will try to jump 2 steps from the start of the index. For example, how it will works in the sense, what is 0 its starting index, right? 0, and just because we have given the 2 here, 0 plus 2 how much? 2, right? It will directly jump here from 0th index to this index. It will jump. And what will be the 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 will be 4. But what happens is, it will not, even though it jumps to the 4, just because we have given the 4 here, right? It will only consider till 3. This piece only we have to consider. Why? Because we are ending with the third index, right? Third index. So just because in this series, in this particular block, there is no chance that it will go to the one more index. That's why the output for this is from P. What is the second index? T. That's it, right? Even though the T will go to the fourth index, we have not given the 3 here. I mean, we have the index will be ending at the 3. So that's why it will not print the O. Okay. One more example. Let me take big sequence. Okay. 6. I want to take the entire sequence starting from the 1 and is to 2. Now you can you guess what will be the output? Let me draw here. So first of all, let's see that it will start from 1, right? This is the 1, first index. Okay. And it is ending with the 6th. 6th in the sense 5, right? 6 minus 1, 5, or 5 is the previous index to the 6. That's why it will be till here we have to consider. And what is the step we have given? 2. 2 means from Y it will start and it will not print the T. It will rather directly go to the H. And from H, again, one more. It will add 2 more steps, right? It will jump 2 more, right? So from H2, it will jump to 5th index. 5th will be, still it will be considered because we are given the 6. So that's why the output will be Y, because we have started from 1, right? Y, and T will not print because we have given the step 2, right? And H will print. And again, this is by N, my bad. This is N, right? N will print. So this is the output for this. So this is about the string slicing. This is the start, this is the end, and this is the step. Always remember that the step, right? This end index will be considered till previous to the given number. For example, if you given 6, it will till consider to the 5th. We will see more examples in the code. Okay. So to show you quickly the code, right? So, so this is the different ways of assigning the string. We can give the double quotes, we can give the single quotes, and inside the string, all special characters we can give. Okay. The special characters also we can give, and spaces also we can give. Always remember that spaces also will be considered as one special character, one character in the string. Okay. So we can use the single quotes, right? So triple double quotes we can also use. So basically this triple double quotes and triple single quotes will be used when we have the paragraphs or the sentences are like that. Okay. So this is the string, and whenever you want to referring this notebook, it will be helpful for you. That's why I have written the exam definitions and the examples, right? And the index we have discussed, right? Index, right? Whenever the text is Python, if you give the text of 0, P it will print, and if you give the 3, H will print. Similarly, the negative indexing and the positive indexing I have given here. You can refer it later for your benefit of learning. And here it comes to the slicing. Okay, slicing. So, and one more important thing, right? Strings are, right? I have forgot to tell you, strings are immutable, right? What it means is, let me see if I have that. Okay, so this is the memory block, right? This is the memory block that is assigned inside the RAM, right? RAM in your memory, right? So once this is created, you cannot modify this. For example, let's say that if I give if I want to give S is equal to Santosh, right? But I have given some mistake, or mistakenly I have given 2 H's here. If I want to remove this H, right, you cannot destroy this H in the name of S. If you want to destroy this in the memory once it is created, right, you cannot edit that. Rather, what we have to do, we have to destroy this, and you have to create a new variable with the new name, the correct name, right? If I want to delete this any string in between, I cannot delete that. Python will not support because this is immutable. 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 There are some mutable objects as well. We'll see in the later, which means we can modify the things inside it. But here for the string belongs to the immutable. Once it is created in the memory, I cannot insert the letters in between. Once it is created, created. If I want to destroy it, I mean, if I want to modify it, I cannot modify this. Rather, I have to destroy this. And we have to create a new variable. With the same name, you can create it. Okay, so that is a very important thing. String being say immutable, which means you cannot add or you cannot edit the whatever you have already created. Okay, you have to delete it and you have to create it new. So that's that. If the object is like that, we call it as a immutable. There are mutable objects as well. We will see later this part of the video series, right? We will see what are immutables as well. So, okay, so these are basic slicing 1 to 4. Okay, let me run this quickly. I know this is going to be kind of, doing the same thing again and again, but trust me, this is really helpful for you if you are new to the Python, because this indexing and all really helps us in going forward. Okay. If I run this one, right, what happens? 1 to 4, 1 to 4. Okay, let me draw this diagram here again. Right. Python, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll also write the index. Okay, what it will do, 1, it will start from 1, which means it will start from here, and 4 they're talking about. 4 minus 1, I mean, what is the previous index to the 4? 3, right? So this sequence will be printed, YTH. So let's see that. Let me run this and we can see this, YTH. And similarly from third, right? From third, what if from third to 5, but 5 it will not consider, it will consider till 4. So HO it will print. Let's see, HO it will print. HO it will print, right? Similarly here we have given the start, we have given the end index. Start we have not given, in the sense it will consider from the start of the sequence. Start is 0, so till 3, right? 3 in the sense 2 it will consider, 2 in the sense here. So PYT it will print. You can check PYT. And here also we have given the start, but we have not given the end, which means it will start from the third index, and the end we have not given, in the sense it will print the entire sequence after the third. So what it will print? HON it will print. Right? Similarly, we have not given start and we have not given the end. So that's why it will take the 0 here, and it will take the entire sequence number here. Maybe it will consider 6 here. So this is same as, let me write it here. This is same as this one, right? This is same as, right? It will start from 0 and it will 6, entire sequence. So it will print Python. It will print Python. Okay, and yeah, this is the slicing with the positive step, right? And then see, we have not given the starting, we have not given the ending, which means it will consider the entire sequence. But this time we have given the step. What is the step we have given? Step we have given 2, which means the alternate characters will be printed. 2 in the sense what, right? It will start from P, right? Starting of the index, and it will not consider the 1 because the step is 2. So this will jump to the second index. Say from second index it will jump to the fourth index. From fourth index there is no other index it can jump to the with the 2 steps, right? So that's why it will print the alternate character starting from P, T and O. It will print. You can check. All right, and here also the same, but now we are starting from the 1. So 1 plus 2 how much? Why 2? Because we have given the step 2. 1 plus 2 how much? 3. So why 3? 3 plus 3 how much? 3 plus 2 how much? 5, right? 5 it will print. So YHN it will print. Let's check. YHN, yeah. And now what it will print? We have not given the starting, and we have not given the ending, but we have given the 3 here, which means the step is 3. It will start from 0, and 0 plus 3 how much? H. 3 plus 3 how much? 6. But there is nothing in 6, right? So P and H it will print. Okay, So this is how the indexing will work for the positive step, and negative slicing we will discuss in the next video, and reverse string also we will discuss in the next video. I mean, just to avoid the confusion for the, especially for the beginners. Okay, and these are the some boundary cases, right? If we text is equal to Python, right? We know there are only 5 indexes available, 5 only available, right? Here you can see in the right hand side, there are 5 only available. If I give the 6, what it will print? It will give the index error that we have discussed, right? Index error. Why? Because there is nothing in the 6th index, right? That's why it is clearly giving string index out of range. So in Python, as I said earlier, understanding the errors are also very easy, and it's very important for every Python developer to understand the errors. Okay, so let's start habituating understanding the errors as well as we learn slowly, right? Okay, and wherever the error comes, I'll try to emphasize. Okay, that will helpful for you when you want to debug something, or if you want to understand the code that is, I mean, if you have some errors in between your code execution and all, you should be able to solve this. Okay, so then only you will become a good developer or good data analyst or scientist or AI engineer. Okay, this is also one of the good skill to understand the errors. Okay, and now back to our topic again. So text, what we are given, we are asking it to start from 600 index. 600 index is what, right? We are asking it to start from the 600 index, which means we have only 5 index. There is no 600 index, right? So that's why it will not give the error, but rather it will give we don't have nothing in the 600 index, and after 600 index also nothing is there. That's why it will not print anything. It will just give the empty value. It will give the empty value, right? Just because we don't have anything in the sequence, right? And also here, what we are asking, we are asking it to print till 10th index, right? But it will not consider the 10, it will consider the 9. But do we have anything in the 9 index? No, right? If we have the information till 5th index. So that's why it will print the sequence till 5, whatever the available sequence before the 9, it will try to print. Okay, so the entire Python will be printed here, if you see, right? Entire Python will be printed. And yeah, we'll talk about this in the next video. Okay, and what happens here in the sense, see, here we have given the step 0. Okay, we have given the start index and the end index. Okay, but we have given the 0 here. 0 in the sense what? For example, we are asking it to start from here, and we are asking it to look for entire sequence, but this time we are asking it to increment its index by 0. Okay, how it will be possible? From 0 to, we are asking it to add 0, so it will not understand how to move forward. So that's why it will give error. See, value error. What value error it's giving? Slide step can't be 0. It's clearly saying this cannot be 0. Okay, this cannot be 0. This at least 1, or it should be having positive numbers, negative numbers, but 0 cannot be entertained in Python in this step. Okay, in this step. So by default, I told you, right, that the step if you don't give the step, by default it will consider as a 1 here. Okay, in the step. But if you give the 0, it will give the error like this. Slide step cannot be 0. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. We'll talk about the negative indexing. So with that, we can say that the indexing is done, and also practice more on the exercise problems. Probably in the next video, I'll try to show you this exercise so that you will have more confidence in the slicing. I'm very sure that if you follow this video and the next video, you'll be very strong in the slicing. Okay, which is really important for your entry level interview in the Python, and if you want to do it any advanced Python data types, like whenever you're dealing with the arrays like NumPy and Pandas, this indexing is really helpful for us. Okay,